go to like Billy's or Halloween right now.
I hope.
Yeah, that's good.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years. Tonight,
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. There's a merch tent outside the gates. Says take what you can before they sell out. Put it safely in your poster tube. It'll take the worry out of your poster addiction. And she says please. There's a creepy man selling merch outside. I'm outside of Fiddlers eating edibles. It feels like the end of the world. And there's an emptiness inside her. And she will hang up the poster when she gets home. In her boyfriend is crazy. He missed this show with the number 40 opener. He said, why do you go see this band so many times? Don't you ever get bored of the set? He said, boy, are you crazy? This band's amazing. Changing set lists, so awesome and bright. And all the closers at Fiddler's mixed together in the gray. No shake me like a monkey closing out shows. This was great. Number 40 opener had me like, It's your boy Conservate 34. What up, what up? It's your boy Conservate 34. I tried to get that in just for a little humor. Welcome to the stream. We have Ron from Colorado who was there, aka Typical Times. What a show. What a show. And hi, Christy. Hi, Michael. Thank you guys for joining. Everyone else who's came in, thank you guys. It's 1:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in tomorrow. Take me to tomorrow. I'm already there, guys. If you're in Colorado, if you're past the Pacific time zone, if you're Hawaiian, Alaskan time zone, you're in yesterday, which I guess is really for you today. But we are back here, and it's been a weekend for me personally. Let's see, Friday hockey game, register for a half marathon, literally at the deadline here in Connecticut. Run the Hartford half marathon. Go on stream last night at 1 a.m. Eastern time, just like around this time yesterday, and then wake up for the half marathon, run it. My slowest ever half marathon, but after this pandemic, I'm just happy to finish 2 hours in 19 minutes, which is extremely slow. Usually it's about an hour 55. My best is an hour, I think 43, 47. I can't remember. Somewhere around there in the 40s. So it was painful, but it was worth it. Ran across the finish line listening to Drunken Soldier. And before that, Time by Pink Floyd, which is one of my favorite, probably the best song that I've ran anything to, full marathons, half marathons. I always do that Pink Floyd Drunken Soldier 1-2 punch, get them out there, and it motivates me to do these races. Had my bracelet on, it's on Twitter, had my bracelet on from the DMB Gorge. I had a couple wristbands. People pass out at the gorge, and I had one of them on there just to thinking of my folks out there that we had a great time with at the gorge. But we're going to talk about Fiddlers, and I want to go straight to someone who was there. So we have Jessica from Wisconsin, and I'm going to call right now. I already checked in, and yesterday there were just technical difficulties out there reaching her. And I apologize if you guys tuned into the stream last night or you checked the replay and you're waiting for that moment where I talked to someone from the show. And then lo and behold, there's no guest last night. So we're going to talk to Jessica here, and let me just make sure we can connect to her.
Hello.
Hey, Jessica, it's Conserviz 34. How you doing?
Hey, doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you're live on the stream. We just want to get your reaction from Fiddler's Night 2.
It was another great night. My feet are killing me. Super good show.
That's awesome. And I think you saw on Twitter, this is the first number 40 opener teaser,
Yeah.
any sort of whatever, there's notes played from that, outside of Saratoga Springs since 2015. What did you think of that opener?
When it started, I literally said, "Oh." It was great. It was unexpected. And then boom, right into the show.
Yep. So you get a Tripping Billy's When the World Ends suite, and then Lion Our Graves, first Lion Our Graves since September 3rd. So it's been 17 shows. So you get into Can't Stop, That Girl Is You to Pig. So that's the first 8 songs. What was the environment like there at Fiddler's?
People were super excited. I think just got more and more excited as the show went on. And Pig definitely got people on their feet and dancing and singing if they weren't already.
That's awesome. And we get some Crush, Time of the Season, Louisiana Bayou, So Damn Lucky, You and Me in the middle. The end of the set, Rye Whiskey, Every Day, Sledgehammer, Gravedigger, Cornbread, Don't Drink the Water, Why I Am. And were you shocked not to hear Jimmy Thing tonight?
I was expecting Jimmy or Watchtower, hoping for the Stone. None of those happened.
Right. Yeah. But you do get a 2-step to Halloween encore. What was going through your mind then?
I was expecting a kind of a slow first song. And then I was thinking 2-step for the closer. So when they came out and did 2-step and then went into Halloween, people were pretty excited. It was awesome. I was hoping there was going to be one more after that, but that was it.
Awesome. And now, was this your first time? I know you talked to us in Wisconsin. Is this your first time out in Colorado area for a DMB show?
Yes. Yep. First time out in Colorado for a show. First time at Fiddler's.
Okay.
It's a really nice venue.
And compared to Alpine, compared to Milwaukee, those the venues closest to you, any differences? Any things you liked, didn't like?
It's similar to Milwaukee, I guess, in that it's kind of in a city, so not really tailgating or pre-gaming right outside the venue like there is at Alpine. But I found the venue is very nice, very clean, easy to navigate, short bathroom lines, short beer lines, no cup holders. That's my only complaint.
Okay, so no cup holders there. And so Milwaukee, I'm guessing, then has that?
Yes, a cup holder is good.
Okay.
There was lots of things rolling down.
Oh, and that is important. I know when you're shuffling, people are shuffling through the aisles, you're dancing, that the beers do spill.
Yes.
Because we don't in Hartford's, there's most of the venue doesn't have them, so I know it can mess up posters, it can mess up your shoes. So I know that is a kind of you don't think about it until you leave a venue or go to a venue without them. So it's a good point there. And we obviously technical difficulties last night. What do you think about last night, just from what you remember?
Last night was a great show too. Our seats were a little closer last night, but there was a giant support beam in my line of sight, so I couldn't see Jeff and Rashawn very much tonight. I could see the whole band, which I really like. But two good solid shows. Definitely glad we made the trip and got to be here and have had a great time just hanging out in the area before the shows.
All right. Well, we thank you for your time tonight. We wish you safe travels back to Wisconsin. Any other final thoughts?
No, thanks for having me.
All right. You have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care.
Thanks. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Bye. All right. So that was I want to thank Jessica for coming on. And hey, Ron, I put a link in there. If you want to join, you can join audio only if you want. If you want to talk to us about the show, I know you're sending us chat stuff right now. If you want to talk to us by audio, I know it's after a show, you may be exhausted. You may have, had some extra support or extra experiences you're going through with the various applications you can utilize that are legal in Colorado. So, but if you want to join, I did put the link in there in the comments, the restream.io link. You can join us by there if you want, and it'll allow me to bring you on. But let's just take a look at what you said here about the show. So Dave had a winter jacket on. Interesting. And let me see, what was we go down to temperature. It's in the 50s here, but I know this week it's been in the, it's gotten down to like 51, 49. So let's see, Greenwood. Greenwood Village, Colorado. Oh, it's 52. Feels like 48 right now. Oh, you can't get on. Okay. Yeah, just tell us, just fill up the chat of what you thought about this. Michael, were you there? Michael T? Were you at the show? Says that was cold, it's cold out there. But yeah, it looks so a cold one out there in Colorado. And yeah, I know when you get at a physical show, when you're standing there. Oh, you were at the show. If you want to come on, let me send you the link again. Let's see. If you just audio, you don't have to be video. It can be audio. But if you want to talk about the show, if you don't, no worries. Had to reschedule for the Oklahoma. Okay, so you rescheduled, and hey, this was a great weekend to reschedule with that number 40. The first. Oh, you can't. All right, no worries. Yeah, again, I understand after a show for various reasons. You don't have to get into them. For various reasons, it's, you don't want to get. All right, so no worries. And if you don't ever want to get on, that's fine too. I understand, not everyone wants to get on and you just want to chill and watch this. But this was one of the things too. This is the first October Halloween since October 30th, 2015. Not played that often in October, but we got one here. The first number 40 since 2015 as well. That was outside of Saratoga Springs, right? So any sort of partial tease, thirst trap, sneak preview, whatever you want to call the number 40. They've been playing these partials and they do it a lot. Actually, what's crazy is they've played in 41 and this is what Ron says, typical times. 41 was played night 1, 40 is tease is starts off night 2. And Ron also says I was feeling Halloween all day. And you got it. So maybe those vibes were channeled into Dave, because here's the thing about these shows. New York show, MSG. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'll be at night 2. And I'll be at Mohegan before that. I won't be at MSG Night 1 as of right now. But here's the thing. What you guys got in Colorado is you guys got probably the best weekend of encores. Even the Gorge. I was at the Gorge, right? And I know those were special in their own way just because of what happened. But you get a two-step into Halloween. You get a I'll back you up into You Might Die Trying. There was nothing about these encores that was like, okay, we have to leave. And also keep in mind, I think another thing that plays into this, the band has a couple of shows and they're off again, right? So they have 2 more shows and then they have a break, right, until November. So I'm just looking here at the Tour Central on antsmarching.org. And you have Albuquerque, New Mexico on Monday. You have Wednesday, Rogers, Arkansas, and then they are off until November 5th, 2021. So they have just over a half of a month until they go to Columbus, Ohio, which is in need of any sort of joy because Ohio State is not good this year. They're not as good as they usually are. So they're not going to be making the college football playoffs. So, hey, at least we have DMB, right? Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? Not much going on there, right? And is that Central Michigan? Central. It's it's a kind of out there. It's the major town in the middle of nowhere out there in Michigan. Hey, we got DMB. And then here in Connecticut, right? Gas prices are going up in Connecticut, right? It's expensive to live in Connecticut. Not everyone is rich in Connecticut, I'll tell you that. But hey, at least we have DMB coming for 2 more nights. And then in New York City, right? There's so many rats in New York City. The sewers are disgusting. The apartments are $3 million a month. Yet traffic has sucked even during the pandemic. I was in New York, visiting, but at least they're getting DMB. DMB is bringing hope to America, right? I'm ConcertViz34, and I approve this message. What is this? Says, I swear dinosaurs came out of stage, right? They were kids in costumes. Is that a metaphor or is that real? And looking at this set, the thing we just talked with Jessica with, I'm surprised there was no Jimmy thing, but that's not a bad thing. That it's not a bad thing. You see what you get. And really, here's the thing about this night too. You have the You and Me, right? You have That Girl Is You. And these are songs that I don't like, right? These are songs you have an Everyday, which I kind of like, but I kind of don't really need. But you have those songs for the fans who are there for those kind of popular mainstream. Oh, it's real. Oh, there were dinosaurs that came stage. Oh, they were kids. Okay, so they were dinosaur costumes. Okay. I've actually seen those. I was at a wedding today, but we were talking about my other friend's wedding. I think everyone goes through this. If you have friends, college, high school, and there's like 5 or 6 years where everyone's getting married, and that's what's happening, and it's a beautiful thing. I actually, your boy ConcertViz34 is doing a wedding. I'm doing a wedding later this month for my second wedding I'm officiating. I love it. I'm 3rd generation wedding officiator. My grandfather did it. 2 of my uncles have done it, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm not even married, right? But I love weddings, and I love the idea of weddings, religious or non-religious. I know, like for me personally, as a Christian, there's an element to it. Anyway, what am I saying? What was the point of this? Dinosaur costumes. That's what it was. Yeah. One of my friends, his friends went to Walmart and got dinosaur costumes. And when they did the announcements for the bridal party at the reception, they came out in dinosaur costumes. But yeah, you get a little bit of everything. You have two covers. So you have Time of the Season and you have Sledgehammer. And I think with the poster tonight having an hourglass on it, it's kind of like fitting that they played Time of the Season. Ron, can I do a divorce? I don't do divorces, but hey, if you're going through it, man, like I said, I've had actually a couple of friends go through divorce. But if you're going through it, man, or if you have trouble, I don't know if you're serious or not, but I know it can be tough. It's a tough thing. So I don't know if you're kidding or if you're serious, but I don't know if you're kidding. But if you're kidding, then it's funny. If you're really going through a tough time, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I do weddings. Shout out to the Universal Life Church. Oh, you're in the car with your wife. Oh, so if you're reported missing, the feds are gonna watch this YouTube. Like, hey, can I? Oh, your wife's listening. Okay, gotcha. You're just joking. Okay, ha ha ha. We can laugh it off then. But if you end up missing, the feds will seize this video, and hopefully they follow me, and hopefully they hit the subscribe button. And of course, check out all the great content here. ConcertViz34, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, right? Check out all the videos. Hopefully they call in if the feds are at a show, right? They're off duty and they're chasing they're chasing a song like a Halloween. They were working. The feds were working this weekend. Couldn't get to Colorado and they're going to MSG and they're hoping for Halloween. Hopefully they can call in too, right? They probably know how to hack this and call into my show. But this show, you have a little bit of everything. You have 4 Before These Crowded Streets, 3 Crash, 3 covers, 2 Everyday, 2 Some Devil, 2 Big Whiskey. They do bring back Come Tomorrow. All right, 125 South, exit 152, folks. If we don't hear from Typical Times, aka Ron from Colorado, in the next 24 hours, we know. Okay, so we're gonna, that's where we'll have the search party start. Oh, I-25. I think it's I-25. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I-25 South, exit 152. All right, we got to have the search party come out. It'll, at least we know he was able to catch this stream and tell us about the show before, his wife ultimately did the thing. Grave digger, when you dig my grave, don't talk about your wife in the car, so that you can see tomorrow. Grave digger. What else about this show? Anything else, Ron, that you noticed? Rye Whiskey at the 14th spot. This show too, you see a lot. I mean, I'm just looking at this, the way we listen to Jessica, and she talks about that 40 right into the Tripping Billies, right? And just being in shock, like not even, if you're in Wisconsin like her, she's seen some legendary shows out at Alpine, right? Yeah, no mommy thing, no Jimmy thing. Yeah, yep. So that is true. Yep, we talked about that, Ron. So yeah, that's one thing that stands out to you at the show. Yep, no Jimmy thing. But the 40 into Tripping Billies, wow. To win the World in Sweet Line Our Grave, that's a nice 5. You were expecting Some Devil. Okay, yeah. And I think that's the thing, is the 2-Step to Halloween, you're expecting a Some Devil, a Singing Through the Windows. Shout out to Alan Thompson out in the greater Cleveland area. We've had him on here for the Cuyahoga show, Blossom, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. You're expecting he put Singing Through the Windows on his Setlist game. So if you go on antsmarching.org, you can play the Setlist game. You can pick the songs, decide what, make predictions about what the band will play. And you get points for spotting the song in the right spot. You get points for having the song if you picked it in the show, but it's more points to get the song in the right number. But there's that antsmartian.org setlist game. He had Singing Through the Windows as the encore, right? So you're expecting a Some Devil singing through the windows. A Sister. Dave was on a lot of electric, so let me just see. Can't Stop is, so that's his, Dave was on a lot, yeah, so Can't Stop, right? What else? Louisiana Bayou. Louisiana Bayou. Can't Stop, Louisiana Bayou. What else would he be on electric for? Why I Am, right? That's the strat, typically. So those are 3 songs. He was on What You Are last night and So Right last night for that. And that baritone, if you notice, there's a more deeper sound. It's like that baritone guitar, that black guitar, the guitar for Can't Stop and the guitar for Louisiana Bayou. That's the baritone. And actually, John Mellencamp had he had a more stripped down band. I think because of COVID, he only like brought a couple people with him. And he had someone playing a baritone guitar. It's such a beautiful, No Typical Situation. And Buddy Was Great. That's what Ron from Colorado is saying in the chat. And Buddy Was Great. And he's saying No Typical Situation. Yeah, sorry. Hey, you're not like, that's the thing about DMV, and I feel the same way after certain shows. I'm with you there, Ron from Colorado. You get like, there's always, but that's part of why we go to so many shows, right? That we can, right? There's always songs that you're like, oh man, what a night. Oh wait, we didn't get this song. No, we didn't get that. Like I've gone to 2 night stands like this, and you're like, oh yep, No Kill the Preacher. Okay, so that's another thing we want to point out here. And so there's No Kill the Preacher intro to Why I Am. It just straight into that for the last song of the encore. I mean, of the main set. So we look right there at song number 20. No Kill the Preacher. Good. Oh, good. Yeah. So that's another thing you notice at the show. Two-step felt sped up, making me think they were going for something else after. Okay. So they did speed it up. And I think they did that for Carter. What's interesting is there's different, as you, like with tempos, if you're not a musician, I know Ron from Colorado is, and we've seen you play some awesome stuff in various bands, right? On Twitter at Typical Times. So sometimes it's certain songs, like for drummers, it benefits them to speed it up, right? So you're just doing, you get through the song faster. You're doing those snare hits. It's easier just to play it faster. Some songs, it's better to play it slower. And sometimes that's for your guitarist, right? To slow it down a little bit. And we think of Dead and Company. They play Grateful Dead songs, and Bob Weir played it to slower tempo. But sometimes that can be brutal to play it slower because your hands have to stretch out longer. Like a song like Captain, if you play it faster, you don't have to have those stretches as long. Where if you're playing like the Lillywhite Sessions version where it's slower, that hurts your hands more because you have to keep those. So the pace was intense. And Ron, I'm guessing then it wasn't like a 20-minute two-step. Maybe they did 5 to 10 minutes. Did it feel like 5 to 10 minutes of two-step into Halloween versus the one that we got in Mansfield, which was like 15, almost, 15 minutes going towards 20 minutes. So I'm guessing it was, because the pace was intense, that it was pretty quick, like maybe 5 to 8 minutes. And then it went into Halloween, if just from what you remember. Pace was intense, 3 verses, a two-step. Okay. And then was it then right into Halloween? Okay. What's interesting too is if you look at this show, Don't Drink the Water is only been played 15 times this tour. It's usually one of the top played songs. Can't Stop has been played 19 times this tour. So Can't Stop is one of the leaders when we look at this tour. And let me see. Let's see. So the most played songs for this tour. I'm gonna bring this up here. Oh, whoa, let's zoom in, zoom out. I'm leaving. Back. Zoom in, zoom out. Can't find the mouse to zoom in. All right, so here we go. The most played songs. Gray Street at 21. Warehouse at 20. Can't Stop at 19. So Much to Say Too Much, 17. Now, anyone seen the bridge hasn't been played as much because they did not play it for Dave and Tim. The Dave and Tim version for that was during the Gorge weekend, the alternate format. They did not play it. And then sometimes they play Too Much or So Much to Say here and there by as one-offs. Dancing Nancy's 16, Everyday 16, Bayou 16, Jimmy Thing 15, and Don't Drink the Water 15. A lot of times Don't Drink the Water is a couple notches up on this list. 112 different songs played. I don't know if this counts. Yeah, this is count. Does this count tonight? Yeah, I think the stats automatically the way they have the algorithm on this. Yeah, because there's been 19 Can't Stops. Yeah, 19 of 19. Yeah. So least played songs. Recently, Typical Situation. One Typical Situation. That's interesting. Usually we have a couple more by now. So wait a minute. So Ron from Colorado, he was you were feeling it tonight. You touched Dave's bus and got caught. Hey man, you gotta be careful. Be careful here. So Ron from Colorado, trying to just get some of the Dave vibes and transfer it from the bus into his hand, but it's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. Yeah, tour's almost over. One Typical Situation. Wow. Captain and Typical Situation have been played the same amount of times. Now, Typical is a song that isn't like obviously one of the most common. Let's look at this. It's out of Ron's hands. He was sneaky, but not stealth enough. So they told him enough. It's out of Ron's hands. It's out of Ron's hands. Where's the Typical? So the Typical Situation played in Tampa. Wow. So Tampa, not West Palm Beach, not SPAC. Which is, that just goes to show you what's going on with this tour. There's some one-offs in a Tampa. So it only was played once. Now, again, 2020. Keep in mind. This is now what you're looking at is you're looking at Typical Situation plays. Let's zoom this up. So this is Typical Situation. We'll pull up your Twitter page in a second. So, you don't get many plays necessarily. Seven. Keep in mind a couple of things. 2017. Let me just caption this here. Situation. Song plays. All right. So this way you can see this. So let's go through the years. 2021, we have one in Tampa. 2020, we have one before the pandemic. 2019, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you see more in 18, 2 and 17. But again, this is Dave and Tim. The first one, I believe, is Mexico. Yep. Let's go back here. The second one is Dave and Tim. They had their summer tour, whatever tour you want to, spring, summer, whatever it was. 16, you see some. 2015, you see a bunch of them. 14 and 13 were light. In 2012, you have about, it was almost like just around an average of what they were playing. 2011 is the Caravan. So you don't have many shows. So they only did, a bunch of shows in a bunch of different places. They did like Gorge, you guys know, right? Gorge, Atlantic City, what was it? Chicago. One of my favorite bands, Amphitheatre, was there. Some other stops. So there were many. 2010, only 2. 2009, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is. We all know it's a rare played song, but for only one to be played and the tour is almost over is pretty rare. 2008, they only played it once. I mean, they didn't play it 01 and 02, but 01 and 02 had a lot of songs that they were adding in from every day. Some of the busted stuff was reconfigured. The JTRs were still played into 2001. Bartender and stuff like that was being road tested. Then before that, in the 90s, you have a lot of plays. 91, obviously the band was just starting off. They were getting that up. So this is a typical situation song plays. And we see only one. And that's just, this is going to happen because anytime the band does unique things like this, there's going to be certain songs that miss out. And that's just the reality of it. This is why I'm an advocate for pushing for certain songs to be in heavy rotation. So for this tour, Gray Street with the third verse, Pig getting 10 plays, right? So Pig having 10 plays, that's huge, right? Let's look at Pig all the time. And we look at 2021. Look at this chart here. So we're going to look. Let's just put this here. See, we'll do this here so you guys see what I'm talking about. Pig all-time plays. Look how many we have in 2021. Now, again, keep in mind 17 is Dave and Tim, and they actually did play 3, right? 2020, we had a shortened year, and that 7-3, I think, was just like a live stream. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The last time we had this many Pig plays was 2006, folks. So that's the thing, is we get a lot of Pig. You notice here 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 6, 16, 8, right? You had 6 in 2015. You had 5 in 14, 5 in 13, 5 in 12. 2011, no Pig during the Caravan when they were playing a lot of rare stuff. So that's the thing, is like we have a bunch more Pig, even though it's only slightly more. And you're probably going to get 1 or 2 more plays of Pig before the end of the tour. That's a special thing, right? So I've seen Pig. Was that Mansfield? I think I've seen Pig a couple. Let me just take a look at my personal stats. So if I look at my personal stats here, breakdown by album, we're going to look at Pig. I've seen it 5. So I've seen it at Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion and Gorge, Washington. So August 25th, I saw it there. And then I saw it August 31st. No, September 5th. So 9/5. 9/5. So I saw 25th and 9/5. So I've seen it twice this year. I've only seen Pig 5 times. So that just goes to show you, been going to shows since 2012, right? A lot of Northeastern shows. I've seen Pig 5 times. Once in 16, twice in 19, and now twice in 2021. So 2/5 of the Pigs I've seen were this year. So it's kind of linear to how great they're playing this compared to the average, show count. So that's the thing is just keep in mind what up, stupid almanac? There was a Halloween fake into Cornbread tonight. Let's see. And how about that groove in the middle of Crush? Sounded like a jazz fuse. So I didn't hear, I didn't watch any of the streams. I was actually asleep. I had a long day. The last 2 nights I've had to take naps. And that's awesome if there was a little bit of a groove, a jazzier side of Crush. Although it is a jazzier, smooth song. But like I said, there's going to be, when you have certain things, certain trends, you're still going to have great songs are going to go missing, right? Great songs are going to go missing because they're adding certain rarities and you get a little bit less of other stuff that may have been more like typical situation. You get a little bit less of that. This tour 2, we only have one captain, right? Other tours, to be fair, 2013, a couple other tours, we got more captain, right? JTR is kind of stalled out, although that's something that just JTR isn't played in the West Coast or the Mountain Time Zone that frequently. Actually hasn't been played in the West Pacific Time Zone, which is not Mountain Time Zone in Denver, but hasn't been played since 2006, I believe it is. So before Cornbread, let's see. Dave stood in front of Carter. They exchanged words for about 30 to 40 seconds. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. And but yeah, this is where we're at. Again, 2 more shows before they take about a half a month off. We have them in New Mexico and Arkansas. So Monday and Wednesday. And we'll then be getting to what's really, these indoor shows. And then Carter smashed a Halloween intro into the kit and then started Cornbread. I caught it. I'll wait for a version. Okay, yeah, I have to listen for that. Good looks on noticing that. But hopefully, I know these tapers. Shout out to the tapers. Tapers have been working great to get these things up, really, quickly. So we will see. Let's go to typical times or at Ron while you can. Let's see if we can get this in here. And I know you got a set list too, right? Last night. Dave, I'm touching. Oh my gosh. Typical. Ronald, what are you doing? That's the sound of Dave's bus. And that's my hand touching Dave's bus. I'm touching the bus anyway. Dave, I'm touching.
Cross the median and walk on down the block.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pass right over here, please.
Okay. We got caught walking and touching Dave's bus.
Still need this.
Peace out. That's the sound of Dave's bus. And that's my hand touching Dave's bus. I'm touching the bus anyway. Dave, I'm touching.
Across the median and walk on down the block.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to track right over here for you.
Nice job. Typical times. Beautiful, beautiful singing there. He got his hands on Dave's bus. He's trying to channel and get all those vibes. So when he's playing the DMB songs, he's going to play just like Dave. They had Billy's opening caused some controversy. I think number 46 is the opener, but the Almanac might have their opinions. Wasn't listed on paper set, so I'm going to troll my... All right. Yeah. I mean, again... Unless they play the full version of that, you know, it's not going to be considered the opener, right? 40 partial, you know, it's a partial. So unless they play the full thing, yeah, you know, those are like we talked about earlier in the comments. You know, there's different interpretations to that. There, shout out to Typical Times at Round while you can. I know you're going to leave. Solid 2 shows in Colorado. Stupid Almanac says no Jimmy. Yes, no Jimmy thing. Don't need it. Don't need it. You know, you can go missing for a little bit. You know, take a walk, right? Pretend it has a warrant up north. Go hang down in Florida for a couple of months, so everything dies down. So. Yeah, that's where we're at. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, listen, I will be back on Monday, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you guys again for all your support. Definitely hit the like button. Again, that helps me. Even if you're watching the replay, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. I mean, any engagement helps here just to get more. It meant no harm. Yeah. You weren't cursing his bus, right? Touching it for like channeling a spell to put, to have demonic spirits on his bus. No, just okay. All right. So Stupid Almanac will be at Mohegan. Yeah. We'll have to meet up there at Mohegan Sun. And let's see. Oh, Peace from Michigan. What part of Michigan are you in? Kaiju. What part of Michigan? I am actually in the process of preparing to go out to Michigan. Need more DMB content. Yeah, listen, I'm going to be bringing it. I have a gorge video coming up. I got some topics that we can talk about once the tour ends. Let me know what part of Michigan you're from. Ferndale, oh, Detroit. Okay. My friend, a colleague of mine who we used to work together, we don't anymore. He is from Waterford, Michigan. And I'm going to be out there for his wedding next year, 2021. So he already kind of has things set. Fingers crossed that everything goes well with, listen, this whole COVID, it's a whole different discussion, but this thing changes. Okay, so you've seen them three times. Okay, yes. Yeah, so I will be going out to Detroit, the greater Detroit area. I may be taking some road trips. I'm definitely going to see Lake Michigan. Oh, you grew up close to Waterford, Oxford. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but I'll be going there for the first time in person in Michigan, which is exciting. I know just know certain things about me. Obviously, I don't never been there, but I'm a geography nerd and just history person. So I know that, some of the stuff, and then I know the sports towns, Ann Arbor and Lansing or East Lansing. East Lansing. I've done insurance and auto insurance and different claims and things like that. Kind of seen stuff on the map, tracked different things out there in Michigan. So I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to the later days. And we'll see. Maybe I'm trying to go to the Toronto, the Upper Peninsula. I may make a vacation out of it. Just depends on, it's really too early. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm looking, been meaning to get out to Michigan. And now I have an excuse. My friend's getting married out there, and you know, him and his wife were Central Michigan alum. So the way they're both from Michigan, but they just moved to Connecticut. So yeah, and thank you. Yeah, and check out all the stuff. Thank you for checking out the channel. There's a lot of content from over the years. I have some various points of the band, some various videos, and there's live videos. But thank you for checking it out. Oh, you went to Central Michigan as well. Okay, so you know about it there. Awesome, very cool. Small world, I guess. Grew up by my friend and went to CMU, and very cool. All right, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll be back on Monday. Now, Monday's show is in the Mountain Time Zone as well, so we'll look to see. I'm gonna try to see if we can get DMB Mamas. She spent some of her time in New Mexico, and she's actually going to be going. She's planning as of right now to still be at the shows Monday. I have to check in with her, but we're going to go and have her. If anyone's going to New Mexico, let me know. Oh, you have yeah, I'll let you know. Kaju Basement, aka Tony C. If you, yeah, that'd be, especially with the after the tour, you want to do something. But thank you for checking it out. Thank you for coming in, and it's cool. Like I said, the Michigan connection with my friend. I've actually other thing Michigan. So obviously got the UConn hat. 2014, UConn makes it to the Elite Eight in New York City, which is pretty much a place where Madison Square Garden, New York, is our second home for UConn. We used to have the Big East tournament there, and then we moved out of the Big East for a little bit. At the time, we were not in the Big East, but that Madison Square Garden is an awesome place to catch basketball of any kind. I've seen Knicks. I've seen a couple college basketball. I buy tickets about 12 hours, 13, 14 hours before the game. It's a Sunday. It's a sun. So right now it's Sunday, early Sunday morning. So it was a Sunday afternoon game, like 1 or 2 o'clock. I buy these tickets, right? And they weren't cheap. They were like $200. And back then I was a little bit out of college. I think I was like a year or two out of college. So that was a lot of money. But I love my UConn Huskies. Get these lower level seats. We get there early. So we show up. We're excited. I'm watching warm-ups. I see John Thompson in his radio setup. Rest in peace to the great John Thompson. I'm like, oh man, John Thompson's here. Oh, look at all these like former UConn and Michigan State alum were there. I think was Magic Johnson there. I can't remember. I know Mateen Cleaves was there. Anyway, the section fills up. Lo and behold, we were for the Elite Eight. We were in the Michigan State fan section, me and my friend, with our UConn gear. So I'm like, oh. And most of the venue was UConn fans because, again, it's in New York City. Like UConn fans, some of them alumni live in New York City. Some of the alumni are 30 minutes from the city in Southern Connecticut. And then you had fans like me from Central Connecticut who, you know, you can take a train and you drive a little further down the state, take a train, and it's very easy to get there. But I'm in like the one part of the venue that is really Michigan State green and white. So it was kind of awkward because it was like, okay, all right, we're in the fan section, and all right, whatever. I hope UConn wins because I'm gonna be really sad if it's a bunch of celebrating Michigan State fans. Lo and behold, UConn won. They won the national title. After that game, they made it to the Final Four and won, the 2 games of the Final Four. Shabazz Napier, Niels Giffey, and some other guys there got a huge national championship for our Huskies, and we're looking good this year for basketball. Our football team is trash. We just lost to UMass. A couple people have got COVID. A couple key players got COVID. Our head coach got COVID. So it's been rough. We're 0-6. The football team is burning. It's in flames. But we have basketball. We have hockey, UConn hockey. Actually, Roman Canal, when I'm a UConn hockey season ticket holder, he is from Waterford as well. Waterford, Michigan. He's one of our top defensemen. He's from, so I know. Anyway, I digress. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about this, but hey, thank you, Kaju's Basement, aka Tony C. Thank you for chatting in. But that's all I got for today, or tonight, or this morning, wherever you're watching, however you're watching. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of this show. Again, YouTube, ConcertViz34, Instagram, and Twitter. Same handle. Follow me on there if you want to hear some commentary. I like to pull up a lot of stats, pull up a lot of stuff about the shows. You'll see the stuff on there from that. But other than that, you guys be well, be safe, take care of one another. Peace, love, DMB. May the Shake Me Like a Monkey's not be in your encores. May you skip the Jimmy things, and may you have a stone opener at your next show. Like I said, it is your boy ConcertViz34. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.